So we went from this very normal life to her suddenly at my door at 3 in the morning, crying her eyes out. She was inconsolable, she couldn't talk at all. The only thing she could manage was to scream no at me when I went to call her husband. I thought she had been mugged or hurt on the street or something, I didn't know. Long story short, that night my boyfriend ended up carrying her to the guest room. The girl was freaking out, and I slept with her and held her all night. The next day, she was still freaked out, and we realized her car wasn't here, so that meant she walked 4 miles in 30 degrees weather to get to our house. But she could talk, and she told me the most wild story I've ever heard. Her husband came home drunk, or she thought he was drunk, and started a fight over the kids thing again. He started to throw things and just scream at her about how she was ruining his life and legacy. Then he went into their room and said he was going to make things even. He started breaking stuff, her stuff, like her jewelry box, and tearing her clothes in the closet. When she tried to stop him, he pushed her hard enough to knock her to the floor. Then he declared that he shouldn't have to make things even and that she should just be a good wife. Then he did what you think he did while she was on the floor. He left her crying, and she said then he took her keys and phone and locked himself in the bathroom, screaming about how he would hurt himself if she ever left him. That didn't stop her, she still went to leave. They have this really heavy front door that you can hear pretty easily, so he must have heard her leave while he was in the bathroom. She said he chased her down the street half-dressed. He caught her once and hit her a few times, but she got away, and he stopped following her. She made it to my house, and she broke down. End of story. This was a very 0 to 100 moment, and I had known them as such a happy and loving couple. I just didn't believe it. That was the gut instinct. It wasn't even coupled with, oh, she's a liar, but it was this automatic knee-jerk reaction that this couldn't be true. He wouldn't do that. I hadn't even said anything when she was done, but she could read it on my face, or maybe she was just extra emotional, I don't know, but she started crying again, very, very hard, and kept saying, he said this would happen. He said this would happen. It took a while before she calmed down again, and I told her over and over that I did believe her, I was just shocked. And she said he told her that no one would believe her, that he had been telling her that for years because he had been doing this crap for years. She had been protecting him for years because she thought he had a problem, and again, I didn't believe her. Gut reaction. I just did it better this time and at least managed to make her feel safe. Then she showed me the bruises. They were all on her thighs and stomach, places that you can't see. She told me that he did stuff like this at least 3 times a week, that he always used the excuse of alcohol issues for it, but according to her, she couldn't even smell it on him anymore. That night was the final straw. That's when that stupid gut reaction disappeared, and I knew it was all true. But why did it take her showing me that to believe her? I have known her for nearly 10 years. She was there for me during my own divorce, and she has always been such a beautiful and lovely person who also isn't vindictive. I knew all of this, but my instinct was to stand up for a man who I don't know nearly as well just because he was always nice to me. It has left a very bad taste in my mouth. As of now, we are getting the ball rolling on things, working to get a restraining order, she is staying with us, and my wonderful, brave boyfriend went to their house to get her stuff that was still intact. There wasn't much left, but at least she has her phone and car. The soon-to-be ex is trying non-stop to get in contact with her, but I'd rather unalive him than let him go near her. I've had to call the cops for him showing up here freaking twice in the last 2 weeks. Her job has let her work from home because he tried to see her there, and you would think that would be more than enough for an order, but that's a whole other thing. My friend is a trooper. After her first few meltdowns, she is dealing with this crap almost too well. I feel like she's entitled to more meltdowns, but she's too strong for that. It's a lot to talk about, a lot of things she needs to heal from, and we are going to be there for it. I feel too many things right now. The only person I've talked to about this is my boyfriend since he's aware of the situation. I know I'm doing everything right according to what she needs and wants. I'm being a good friend. I know it's true when he says that, but if I was such a good friend, why didn't I instantly believe her? I get that it's small. I get that I recovered from the 5-minute disbelief very fast, but that was still 5 minutes where she was truly alone, where he was right, and no one would believe her. It makes me sick. I'm not trying to make her a horrible situation about me, but why did I have that reaction first? In that moment, she was crying because she knew I didn't trust her. I did that. Why did it take my best friend showing me evidence to believe it? What the heck is wrong with me? Why didn't I notice first? How could I let her go through this? I don't know, but I keep thinking about it. Has something like this happened to anyone before? Is it just me? I also want to add that while I didn't show her this post, I did ask if I could get some thoughts out about this on Reddit, which is weird, but she knows that I do vents and stuff on here with random accounts. Plus, she's in a place where she isn't hiding anything anymore. I'm so proud of her. She wants the world, our world, not literally everyone, to know what he did and who he is. So I just wanted to put that out there. I don't want her to see it, per se, but she knew anyway. She knew from my face, and she's just too good of a person to be mad. And now I am rambling. Long story short, this anonymous story isn't trying to ruin my best friend's privacy.